Hi, everyone. So, one of the questions that comes up with my clients is how do I teach spirituality to my children? And so, I'll talk about really how to teach spirituality to anyone. This question itself is upside down. Here's why I say this. So, spirituality, think of, if the sun is shining all the time, you're not looking for the sun, you become one with it. So, we are spiritual beings living a human life, but we have moved so further away from it. We have, um, you know, gone into the intellect, the the mental way of being. We have, the planning, the programs, and the shoulds and the coulds and the would. So we have removed ourselves so far away from who we are. So teaching it's a little bit kind of lopsided because the teaching has to do with undoing the doing, right? When we're not running a program in our life, we just become who we are. When we are just paying attention to the present moment, but it's not possible to do that because we already are here. So this is how you can think about, you can bring spirituality in your life. First and foremost, connect with your breath. The breath will take you beyond the mind. It will take you into an experience of yourself that you otherwise don't have when we are not breathing. Without the breath, we are stuck in the head. When we begin to pay attention to the mind, what to the breath, what we're doing, we're training the mind in a direction. We're telling the mind, okay, since you're going to be going crazy with all the thoughts, here, go ahead and pay attention to the breath. So that soothes the mind. We pay attention to the breath and we slowly begin to move beyond the mind. When we pay attention to the movement of the breath in the body, we drop into the body. So that's why yoga, which is a combination of breath and movement, is such a great practice for your mental health, right? So connect with the breath, then connect with the body. More important than that, connect with what's around the body. Underneath your feet is the ground. There's earth's supportive and the stability of the earth, that energy. You're standing on it. The space around is not just emptiness, it's energy. Okay, so we begin to pay attention to what's beyond the body. So even that may become too like conceptual. Another like practical way is to ask the or about bigger wonder about the bigger picture than what is in front of you. For example, you are eating an orange. You peel an orange, so it's not just an orange. So when you become curious about, I wonder the land that the orange was growing in. I wonder the hands, the people who picked that orange and brought it to my home. What about the rain, the sun, and the all the elements that go into, uh, making a fruit, producing a fruit? So just when you begin to think about that, what a miracle it is that things, trees, grow out of the land, and out comes things that we can grab and eat, and they're so delicious, right? So you become curious, right? And then you begin to ask, like, why am I here? What if there's something else waiting for me rather than my narrow vision of what I am supposed to be or should be doing? So holding curiosity and wondering about the world you don't see, using the imagination. So, the multidimensionality, that's very much part of who we are. we can access it by imagining. What does it mean to have multidimensionality? So when you think about the space, you can create images of what would be in the space. The, beings who are without the body. So in the space, you can create anything by imagining it. If you can imagine it, it is real, because nothing unreal can ever be imagined. So just in our everyday living, can we entertain that there may be something more than what is visible to these two eyes? So we look into things, we look beyond, we look sideways, we look under, we look above, we ask questions. So kids, actually, young kids are very much already there until, the society, we mess them up. So when we teach this to kids, they're already there. When it comes to young adults or adults, that's where the, difficulty comes, because they have become so conditioned. We're continuously planning life. We actually don't live life. You can either be planning life or you can be living it. You can't do both at the same time. So we are so accustomed to designing, planning, and we have created wonderful things. We have achieved wonderful things because of it. But we have become far removed from what it feels like to be a being. So we have to kind of come back. And another thing is to go into nature. Feel the, wind, air on your skin. Feel the sun, touch the trees. There's life there. So notice how you feel when you're in nature. Because we're not part of nature, we are nature. The same elements that create nature is the same 5 elements that create us. So to teach spirituality, to learn spirituality, is use the tools on hand. Use your breath to drop into the body beyond the mind. Pay attention to what's around you. Use your imagination. Be curious. Be curious about the food that you're eating. Be curious about how, when I eat this, I feel this way. The texture of the food. I mean, there's so much awareness that we can develop. Okay. So, and it's at our disposal. It's not a big deal. we just have to understand that it's not a new thing that we have to learn. It's more about unlearning what we have learned and bringing more of ourselves into how we live. When we bring more of ourselves into our day-to-day life, that's spirituality. Okay, so I am doing a spiritual mentorship program. It's like your soul journey. It's like a year-long spiritual mentorship program that I will click the link below that you can take a look and see if you'd like to join. Okay, see you at the next video.